Hey, welcome back. Oops, oh, I did the wrong one. Whatever. He's almost dead, I think. Sorry, that threw me off. What was I gonna talk about? Church stuff? I guess I already said what I was gonna say yesterday about the, end times. Well, I guess I did think of one more thing. So I went to this church on Sunday, and he was talking about, like, oh, because America or the world is getting further away from God, that shows, like, proof that we're getting closer to the end times, and there's, like, Bible verses about it in Revelation or whatever. Okay, good, he's dead. I guess I'm curious. I guess when you frame it, when I've always thought, like, it's interesting to frame it as like an end times thing, where, like, oh, the further we get away from God, that means that, like, the closer we get to the end times. I guess I've always thought about it, like, my family kind of believes this. Like, if the country sins, then God will judge it, and he'll, like, give us more hurricanes or, like, floods and stuff. And I know there's a lot of that in the Bible, and that's why they believe that, because, like, the Israelites turn away from God, and then he does stuff to them. He, like, kills them and stuff. I don't know. Which is not my favorite part of the Old Testament that I've talked about. I don't see, like, what would be the measurement for God punishing? Like, there are South American countries that they get earthquakes and they get... It's just a thing that you could say it's impossible to... I don't know how... Yeah, it is impossible to measure. I was starting to think, like, well, maybe we could measure it, but, like... What they're saying is, the more sin in a country without repentance, you would see an increase in natural disasters. That's what they're saying. And you could... And so they use evidence like, oh, well, I saw this thing on Facebook where these LGBT people were, like, I don't know, being LGBT. and I'm like, this is proof that, like, because of that hurricane last week, that's God's judgment. Because, like, as a country, we're accepting these things. But I don't know. I mean, you look at atheist countries and they're doing fine. Like, Scandinavian countries are, like, 90% atheist. They've rejected God. But they don't have hurricanes. They're fine. Even economically, they're doing well. Their poorest people are doing better than our poorest people. Because they have, like, social medicine and stuff. So, like, I don't know, just, like, by what measure? And I know they're getting it from, like, verses in the Bible where it's like, he will judge the nations on... So, you think... I don't know, I'm kind of rambling about this, and I thought I had a clearer point, but I just don't like it. I just don't like it. And it seems obvious if you're not a Christian to be like, oh, God's causing hurricanes, that's stupid. But if I'm a Christian, I do have to think about this stuff, and I do have to have an answer, or just, like, a reason. I can't just be like, oh, that's stupid. Like, oh, logically, that's dumb. Because if I'm a Christian, I can't just say that, because... Ooh, that was bad. should get the Koopa guy in here. And he can do this. What? It's too early. Too late. Just right. Okay. I don't know, one thing oh shoot. One thing I mentioned yesterday that I didn't really talk about as much was the idea that, so I went to this church. It was a really small church, super conservative. The pastor mentioned how Anthony Fauci is the Antichrist. He didn't say that, but he did kind of almost say that. Because he's saying, like, well, the Antichrist is going to be someone in a position of power, but he's not going to be the leader. He's going to be like an influencer, kind of like Anthony Fauci. And he said that, but he's like, well, Anthony Fauci's not the Antichrist, but you know what I'm saying, right? He did kind of wink. Something that stuck out to me when I went there is two separate people told me, like, oh, this pastor's really smart. Like, he went to college. He's got a master's degree. He knows what he's talking about. Don't worry if it sounds like a little bit crazy. Like, if it's a little bit too analytical, or like he's talking too much about like the verses and the 9 heads of the dragon or whatever. And it made me a little sad for these people. Like, these older people trust this guy because he's really smart and he went to school. But like a good Christian would say, like, you're not supposed to trust smart people, kind of, in a way. Like, intelligence and godliness are like not connected at all. You don't have to be smart at all to be close to God. So I'm worried that these like sweet old people who are really nice to me, and this older couple drove us to church, me and my neighbor. We're kind of talking to them, and they were all really nice. But they're like kind of they're saying like, well, we're not that smart. And like, that's what I do too, but I also don't trust smart people who are like, oh, we're smart. Oh, I want to do the quick hammer. Yeah. Boom. Give me back my coins. Why can't I block this? Sorry. Still? Oh, this is tough. Oh, I blocked it. Okay, he's dead. And I gotta think about what point I was trying to make. These old people trust him, and it's kind of makes me feel sad, like, almost like they'll believe whatever he says because they trust his degree and that he's smart, even if he is a little kooky. They're like, oh, we're stupid, so we don't understand, but he understands. Like, he's really smart, so even if he says something that might seem kind of crazy or hateful, like, I should still trust him because, like, he seems more godly than me and he's smarter than me. I'm sure they wouldn't say that. I'm sure they'll just be like, oh, I believe what he's saying too, because everybody here is super conservative. It's kind of scary. Remember that F Biden flag? God, it's crazy. I had another note about, I saw a poster somewhere, I don't remember where, but it was an acrostic poem, and it was Biden. Did I write it down? I wrote it down because of how silly it was. Uh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. No, I can't find it. Sorry. Oh, here it is. I got it. Border. The first two words were border insanity, and then it was DEN something. So it was like making fun of Biden because like of his border policy, and I hate that stuff. Like you made an acrostic poem. Like you went to Kinko's and you printed this thing out of like. You think that's anyone's gonna? It seems like a 5-year-old would do something like that. Like, what are you doing? You made an arts and crafts project to criticize the president? So yeah, that's really gonna get him. I don't know. I don't like talking about politics, but like, I just remembered that F Biden flag, and I just don't like that stuff. It's very showy, but it's like, do you really know? Like, you like the Trump team, and that's it. Like, I'm a Jet fan, so like I like to wear a Jet shirt. And like, if I was more outgoing or whatever, I might wear like an F the Patriots shirt, because like I hate the Patriots, and I do hate the Patriots, but like I don't view politics as a team, which is what a lot of conservative people, Trumpism, that's what Trumpism is. It's like, it's not conservatism, but it's Trumpism. Trump team. And I don't really, like, if I really thought about it, the policies of the Democrats probably help me more than Trump's policies. Maybe. If we even know what Trump's policies are. I lost my notes. Sorry, today was bad. But I do feel a little bit more comfortable talking in my living room. So that's good. I just don't know how I'm going to record console games. I can do the computer, but... I'll give you this leaf. I have to figure out where to go, because this is like one of those areas where you... Ooh, what's back here? What was I rambling about? Sorry. Like, I hate the Patriots. I don't hate the Patriots, that's not true. I don't really feel strongly about sports that much anymore. But when I was younger, I definitely had like a reaction to watching the Patriots because I hate them. They always win and we're gonna beat them this time. And that's exactly how people view politics. They're like, Biden bad because he not Trump. I'm being a little reductive, I guess. They have reasons, but it's like manufactured reasons. Why am I a Jet fan? Well, it's because my dad was. So why are you a Republican? Oh, because I like the way they talked about abortion this one time. So now I'm a Republican forever. But like, if I really think about it, what's the difference between the Patriots and the Jets? These football teams. Who cares? I have no reason to hate them. It's fun because it doesn't mean anything. Oh, I hate the Patriots, but like, I don't really hate them. It's just fun, just because it's a game. But politics is different because there's like people's lives at stake. So you shouldn't treat it like a game. Oh, What was that? Ooh, boom. Uh-oh. I gotta do the quiz. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. I have no idea where to go. I'm not gonna do the quiz. Oh, and he's just gone forever? Ugh. Wait, I don't like that. Whatever. We'll just pretend that I lost. Okay, see you tomorrow.